Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I've travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Good fight.
I got you.
If 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique, because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, that's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
The boxing world can't stop buzzing about Terence Crawford's incredible physical transformation as he gears up for his super fight with Canelo Alvarez. Famed trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas recently spoke to Fight Hub TV about the looming clash between these two titans. Atlas acknowledged how difficult it would be to face a southpaw like Crawford, emphasizing that very few fighters are willing to push themselves to such extremes. But Crawford is one of them. I would never want to fight that guy, Atlas admitted. He might eventually lose to time, not weight.
Canelo Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he would grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say, what do you say?
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder. He believes.
Facing Canelo is no small task. He's a powerful, explosive fighter with impeccable timing. But Crawford, despite being the smaller man, will have a strategy to make Canelo's size work against him. As Terence Crawford trains for the super middleweight showdown set for September, the odds are clearly stacked against him, which is exactly how he likes it. Entering the ring as the underdog for the first time in his 17-year pro career, Crawford faces the daunting challenge of neutralizing Canelo's size and power. The Mexican star, a 4-division champion and future Hall of Famer, looms large. Still, Crawford appears physically ready. At 5 feet 8, he holds a half-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage over Canelo, despite being 37-3 years older than. Canelo Crawford has fought 25 fewer bouts and logged 163 fewer rounds.
Every time I see him, he'll come and be like, Canelo? You're all like, yeah, you know how Philly do it to you. I'll be like, man, come on, man. Yeah. So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at it, like, okay. And he's not that big. He heavy, but he's not that big.
Right.
And I was just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time.
My job isn't to stop him, it's to beat him, Crawford told The Ring in a recent exclusive. I'm not walking in there expecting a knockout. Could it happen? Absolutely. But I'm fighting my fight. He views Canelo as a naturally smaller man who moved up divisions to fight slower, bigger opponents. While they might land a punch, Canelo often sees it coming just in time to roll with it. Crawford, however, believes his own roots in faster weight classes give him a strategic edge. He recently posted a scale photo showing him at 186 pounds. When asked about it, he laughed and said, 140 pounds, highlighting how far he's come.
All the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that.
Crawford launched his career as a 137-pounder in 2008 after securing the lightweight title. He became undisputed champion at 140 and 147 pounds. Most recently, he captured the WBA 154-pound title by defeating Israel Madrimov. Canelo, on the other hand, turned pro at just 15 years old, starting at 139 pounds in 2005. Since then, he's collected belts at 154, 160, 168, and 175 pounds. A win over William Skull on May 3rd in Saudi Arabia could make him a two-time undisputed super middleweight champion. Crawford warned that if Canelo gets hit with a shot he doesn't see, he's absolutely capable of being hurt.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
He's not a machine, he's human just like me, Crawford said. He bleeds the same. I'm not walking and thinking I can't hurt him. But again, I'm not chasing the knockout, it'll come if it comes. Canelo's only to career. Losses came at the hands of Floyd Mayweather and Mitri Bivol. He fought Mayweather in 2013 while still a rising star. Many believe Crawford's style mirrors Mayweather's, meaning that if Canelo can beat Crawford, it could symbolize how far he's evolved as a fighter.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this last couple of years. I have not been against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
In a recent interview, former world champion Barry McGuigan was asked for his thoughts on the looming super fight. He didn't mince words. Crawford needs to regain his timing and punching power.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, been largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Thanks.
Barry praised Crawford's old-school timing and evasiveness, likening his style to that of Sugar Ray Robinson making opponents miss before striking with precision. But he stressed that Crawford must stay mobile and avoid lingering in front of Canelo, who thrives when his opponents stand still. McGuigan warned that trying to trade punches with Canelo early would be a tactical disaster. Crawford will have to rely on his ring IQ and movement to stay out of danger and avoid a brawl.
Disrespectful for Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
It's crazy when you ask him about that, because you say, your Machado is coming out with other weight classes and he's welterweight. So don't make sense. But if the fight made sense, why not?
A lot of people have him at number one.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence has more skills than Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying that, Canelo.
If Canelo fades late, that's when you trade, McGuigan advised. But Canelo is too seasoned to let that happen easily. Barry also revealed that Tim Bradley played a key role in pressuring Canelo to accept the Crawford fight, despite being 37. Crawford is desperate for this chance, but has yet to prove himself against the top contenders at 168 or 175. Bradley believes Canelo has little to gain from this bout. This is just Crawford's golden parachute. He claimed a final big payday before retirement and a peaceful life in Beverly Hills.
Super strong guy, man, technique. You already know, if you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Bradley wasn't impressed with Crawford's last performance against Israel Madrimov on August 3rd. He felt Crawford looked old and was getting tagged all night by Madrimov's right hand. Why would Canelo even want this fight after that performance? Bradley asked on his YouTube channel, "Don't run away from this. You already ducked Benavidez." He criticized Canelo for avoiding the toughest challenges. The fans want this fight. Give Crawford the chance to show his greatness.
He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. Not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out. And
Bud versus Canelo, who you pick? I'm gonna go for Crawford, because then when he beats
You know, they say he beats Canelo. And I get ammunition, so when I fight him, and I beat Crawford, beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Respecting BK all day, 718. What up? You heard? Yo, Jacob.
There's too much talk about weight. Bradley continued. When was the last time Canelo knocked someone out? Stop acting like he's going to knock Crawford out. Bradley pointed out that both men are 5 feet 8 inches and started at 147 pounds. He argued that Crawford, the older, is actually bigger, stronger, and more skilled. Still, Crawford barely edged past Madrimov in his 154-pound debut, fueling fans' skepticism that he's too small and too old to jump up another 14 pounds and fight Canelo at 168. Bradley's opinion hasn't been widely embraced, and many fans and analysts have criticized his support for Crawford.
Terence Crawford is the most violent force in boxing. And I don't think he's big enough to match with Canelo Alvarez, but I think he'd love to have a chance to prove it. Terence Crawford has gotten a lot of credit for what he's done, and he deserves it. The performance against Spence was spectacular. Yeah, I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound #1. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford pound for pound #1. 2 days ago, I said to